Good afternoon. I'd like to say the Cavs are winning. Start off. And if I can't make this speech memorable, I'll at least make it short. On a more serious note, the apex of my life is my death. I'll say that again. The apex of my life is my death. These are the words of my squadron commander, Lieutenant Colonel Phil Brown. A man of ever-evolving perspectives. The first time I heard these words, I was at a loss. They didn't make sense, and although they may seem a little morbid at first, I hope to show you in the short amount of time that I can hold your attention just how prolific these words are. As a staff sergeant in the Air Force, I am charged with developing and mentoring recruits on my installation prior to their leaving for BMT, basic military training. One of my favorite things about this position is being able to interact and learn from people from all different backgrounds, with different life stories, different reasons for joining, and different paths in front of them. Regardless of these backgrounds, regardless of where they came from, and regardless of where they're going, they are treated as equals, as comrades, as teammates, and as most importantly, human beings. You are graduating today your own form of basic training. As you sit in these seats, you are achieving a milestone after years of late nights, cram sessions, and as I know personally from the nursing majors, some tears. You should be proud. But the apex is the highest point of any given path or object. Imagine if today was your apex. Imagine if this day, this cap and gown, and this degree were the absolute peak of your life. This would mean that after today, the only direction you have to go is down. Today is far from your personal apex. You should not reach the peak of your progress and achievement until you have exhausted every ounce of talent that God gave you and effort that you have, and surrender your earthly body to the dust and rise to meet St. Peter at the gate. As you navigate life towards that ultimate goal, I would like to offer you some lessons that I've picked up over the last 5 years here at Walsh to hopefully help you along the way. Growing up, every time I left my house, my father would always look at me and say, "Remember, you're an Almasy." At the time, I had no idea what it meant and I couldn't appreciate it. But as I grew and I began to understand more, I began to feel a sense of pride in that last name. My mother abandoned her home in Slovakia, moved to America, and adopted that last name. Without her sacrifice, I would not have the privilege to stand in front of you today. I carry with me the DNA of my great-grandfather, who spent 10 years in a communist prison for his fervent refusal to renounce his faith. I am part of a long line of military members that have served from the beaches of Normandy to currently serving in the deserts of the Middle East. I am proud of my heritage and can only hope to someday live up to what they stand for. If you are proud of your last name moving forward, represent it well. Show the world that you are a force to be reckoned with. If you're not proud, change that perception. Be the one from today moving forward that generations from now, your grandchildren will listen to the chronicles of your life as a bedtime story. Give the future generations of your family something to look back on, something to be proud of. Five years ago, I was nervous and scared sitting on a plane headed for Lackland Air Force Base to undergo basic military training. And between the screaming, the long runs, and thousands of push-ups, we would spend hours cleaning our dorms, prepping clothes, and cleaning our wall lockers. Everything had to be perfect. Coat hangers equal distances from each other, socks rolled tight, and shirts without wrinkles. But no matter how long we prepared, we had our lockers picked apart every inspection by drill instructors. They always managed to find a flaw, regardless of how much effort we put in. Life will beat you down. It will ravage your mind and make you feel completely useless at times. Sometimes, no matter how hard you work at something, you will feel as though you failed. But like the lockers at basic training, you have to pick up the pieces, put forth the effort, and make another attempt. The only way to truly fail is to quit trying. If we have talked for any length of time throughout my time here, I'm sure that I've brought up my grandfather, a Marine that served in Korea. Madzedo was an extremely wise man. One thing he always told me was, don't chase the money. If you chase the money, you will lose yourself along the way. Chase what you're passionate about. You may not start at the top, but the money will come. And if you're passionate about it, you will find a place that you fit so well that it'll feel as though you haven't worked a single day in your life. Mark Baterson, author of a book called Chase the Lion, said your dreams should be so big that without God, they are impossible to achieve. If you want the most out of the short time that we have on this planet, find your passion and chase it relentlessly. Dr. Forrest Bird was the inventor of the first ventilator, and the G-suit. He graduated high school at 14, personally knew the Wright brothers, impressed Henry Ford with his mechanical skills, and just so happened to be a close friend of my father's. Whenever my dad would ask Dr. Bird about how he reached his success, Dr. Bird always responded with 3 words: fate, time, and circumstance. A kid born and raised in a small town, Dr. Bird changed the entire course of history. He saved millions of lives, and until his death in 2015 was the oldest licensed helicopter pilot in the United States. He believed that he just happened to be in the right place at the right time. If you are unsure of where you fit into the big picture of the world after this day, I'm here to tell you it's not the end of the world. Let God steer your life for a while. It may not be on your timeline or when you want it to happen, but if you work hard every day, He will put you exactly where He needs you, when He needs you there. Through 3 things: fate, time, and circumstance. On September 11th, 2001, on a campus in Georgia, our own Dr. Cooper was a graduate student. We all know what happened that day. How many people were shaken and how many loved ones were lost. On that fateful day, a choir instructor on that campus was one of the few professors to not cancel class. He insisted that the choir come together, rehearse, and perform in the middle of that campus. This is why we sing, he said. We sing in times of darkness to give comfort and to give hope. Hope shines like a beaming lighthouse in a torrential storm. So when the darkness comes, and it will, never forget the talents that God gave you to shine through that darkness, to be a source of strength and to help others rise up after they've fallen. And if you happen to have a good voice, raise it in song. If you think you have a bad voice, sing even louder to get back at the man upstairs. As we surrender today to the past and begin our futures, remember that this is only the first step. This is not your apex. And what you do moving forward is what will change the world. If you find something you're passionate about, Monday will be your favorite day of the week. Be proud of who you are and your unique abilities to positively affect everyone around you. Create a legacy that will continue to impact the world long after you have left it behind. Dream big, control what you can, never stop learning, and leave the rest up to God. You should only reach your apex when your body returns to dust and your soul flies high above the mountains. I want you all to close your eyes. Take a deep breath. We're almost done. I want you to think of a time when you thought there was no chance there was no way that you would be sitting exactly where you're sitting right now, in this moment. When the times seem the darkest, when you feel hopeless and the world feels so empty that you are on the brink of giving up, faith, hope, and love will radiate like suns in the darkest and deepest of all abysses. Now open your eyes. Take a look around and take in this moment. You are opening the next chapter in a journey towards your apex. Congratulations and good luck.